me your dreams.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Genshin Impact video, and today we're going to be talking about Arlecchino being playable. By the way, if you happen to like the content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. But Arlecchino is obviously going to play a major role in Fontaine if it wasn't obvious enough. She will most likely be the main antagonist in the Fontaine saga. Now, if you're not familiar with Arlecchino's backstory, let me fill you in a little bit. If I'm wrong about anything or if I'm missing anything, let me know in the comments. Arlecchino is a harbinger that owns an orphanage. However, she's also responsible for those orphans being orphans to begin with. So she's basically going around Teyvat killing parents, getting orphans, and this orphanage is also a place to train Fatui soldiers. Also, from Child's voice lines, Arlecchino is most likely to betray the Tsaritsa for her own selfish agenda, whatever that may be. We'll find that out in Fontaine. Arlecchino is kind of an evil bitch, so in order for her to be playable, miHoYo has to redeem her character somehow. Because in China, for whatever weird reason, there's not allowed to be playable villains, even though their government is full of villains. You would think that'd be all in for playable villains, but I guess not. So they're gonna have to try to redeem this parent-killing sadistic character somehow. Since Genshin did introduce the concept in the story of resetting history and basically erasing someone's sins, they might actually just go with that route with Arlecchino, since it would be the easiest route to do. It's also the laziest, but they still have this concept under their belt, so they might actually use it again in Fontaine here. To be honest, it would seem kind of weird if they didn't use that again, since it does seem to be a very important concept. Another thing they could do to redeem her character is maybe just use like some talk no jutsu on Arlecchino, and all of a sudden she's like a good person and, you know, she's redeemable, I guess. Or they just might do what they did with Kafka, sort of, right? It turns out that she wasn't really evil. She was just, you know, LARPing to be evil, pretending to be evil, using evil deeds to do good things. She killed all those parents and made those kids orphans for a good cause, right? She did that for a good reason. Anyways, it's really up in the air if she'll ever be playable or how HoYoverse will redeem her character. Now, if you are really hyped for her, you should probably tone it down a bit, because you might end up being disappointed if Arlecchino's kit is not what you wanted it to be. Arlecchino might even end up getting like the Dea treatment, right? She gets a doo-doo kit, she ends up going on standard, and then everybody gets disappointed, and, you know, this could actually happen. I'm not saying it's a big possibility, but, you know, there is a very small chance that this could actually happen. So I would suggest that you try to keep your hype down a little bit, lower your expectations. Playable model could even look vastly different than like what her villain model has, but, you know, who really knows? As for the weapons she'll use, your guess is as good as mine. She looks like she'll use a one-handed sword or a catalyst. There is a catalyst in Dragonspine that has a color design very similar to Arlecchino, and it's called the Frost Bearer. So she could be a catalyst user for all we know. The catalyst has her exact color schemes, so it would be kind of disappointing if she wasn't a catalyst user. Now, as for the role she can play on a team, it can literally be just anything, right? She can be a fucking healer for all we fucking know. Komi is a fucking war strategist general, and she is a healer, so anything with Arlecchino can happen. She can be a sub DPS, a main DPS, a pure support, another shielder, hell, maybe even another Dea. She could be like a Fatui Dea for all we know. But I do hope her playstyle will be unique, something very memorable. We don't know if Arlecchino is from Fontaine, so we don't know if she'll get the strange mechanic that Fontaine characters will get. I can't go into too much details about this mechanic since it's, you know, leak territory, but there is a mechanic in Fontaine that caters to only Fontaine characters, and it's only active in the Fontaine region. She will most likely get this mechanic since this is Fontaine. As for her vision, you know, like I said, we don't know. It could literally be anything. I haven't seen a vision on her, either because she has it hidden in her tux, or she probably doesn't even use a vision at all. We do know that humans in Teyvat can use the elements without a vision, however they do get punished by Celestia if they do that. So there's a chance that Arlecchino might not even use a vision at all. She just uses her own like straight up powers. Oh my goddess, I just realized a really fucked up scenario for Arlecchino. What if like Celestia wakes up and they find out Arlecchino uses the elements without her vision and they like turn her into a hilly churl. And then Arlecchino ends up being like the first playable hilly churl. That would be kind of fucked up if if that happens, and I hope that does not happen. Anyways, her element is questionable. She can literally use any element. I can see her using either pyro or cryo. The bizarre elements that she could potentially be is dendro, geo, and electro. I just can't really see that on Arlecchino. I can kind of see her being a hydro character maybe, but I do think cryo and pyro would best look good on her. But it's also just going to depend on how they're going to redeem Arlecchino, right? So if they do make her like, I don't know, like an innocent girl again, she might end up getting like a hydro vision or like some other vision. Arlecchino might end up being a whole totally different character when she's playable. Arlecchino fans should keep their expectations low because we don't know what the fuck miHoYo is going to do with this character. But since the CN player base is pretty mad right now, it would probably be miHoYo's best interest to make Arlecchino playable so they don't further angry them. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you hope that Arlecchino will be playable? What type of playstyle do you hope she'll have? What element do you think she'll be? And I will see you guys later.
Bye bye now. Come again soon.